So we'll continue. So vertical options easy to select. Disadvantages of pull down, they require searching for selecting our item. So again we have to look away from our working area, we have to move our cursor from our working area, and the size of the options will be small compared to any button. So obviously it takes time to select, search and select. See here, one example has been given over here. See justification, if you select a drop down list and 4 choices have been displayed under that. Display, so display all possible alternatives. How to display the drop down menu we are discussing, right? So how to display the drop down menu we are discussing, that is display all the possible alternatives and gray out or dim the items which are not available, right? So due to some current state of application these are not available for that particular application, then you have to gray out. If that particular option is disabled, then you have to gray out them. Location, so where that drop down menu or pull down menu should appear. So position the pull down directly below the selected menu bar choice, just below the selected menu bar choice it should appear. See over here, see what is the choice selected, justification, where the drop down menu appears exactly below that, directly below the option which you have selected in the menu bar, exactly below that the drop down menu or pull down menu is displayed. Location is that. Then what should be the size of the drop down menu? So must contain minimum 2 choices. As I said, at least 2 choices must be there in the drop down menu, and will restrict it to 5 to 10 choices. That means maximum 10 choices you can have, but it is restricted. 8 is preferable. At the max 8 you can have, but up to 10 is okay. Title, so not necessary to give any title to the pull down menu. Whatever option is there in the menu bar for that pull down menu, that itself will act as a title for the drop down menu. See in the previous diagram, see, so this is my pull down menu, right? So which has 4 options, none left, cleaner right, whatever it is. So this, for this pull down, what is the title? Justification. So justification is the item in the menu bar. So item in the menu bar under which the drop down menu is displayed, that item itself will act as a title for the drop down menu or the pull down menu. So no need of giving any explicit name to the pull down menu. Okay, item description. So how to describe the items within the menu? So again same thing, you can make use of mixed cases, uppercase and lowercase letters you can use to name the options or to name the choices. Suppose any graphical display is available for that, then you can avoid the textual description. Suppose pen and all those kind of graphical things are there, for them you can avoid the textual description. Any graphical display is available for that choice, only graphical display can be given and you can avoid the textual description, or else you can give both the options, textual beside that graphical representation, both could be given. So as you can see in the menu bar, for print के लिए just print का graphical indication will be given, not as a print text will not be given, right? So download के लिए always the graphical symbol is given, never the download word is given, right? So if graphical displays are available, you can give those and you can avoid or you can drop giving the textual description for them. So never ever, do not use the scrolling on the pull down menus. So scrolling is not allowed in the pull down. So do not place the instructions in the pull down. So do not place any instructions in the pull down. Always identify the menu item by the same word as its menu title. So this do not identify, that means do not identify the menu item as its title. So already in the title justification is there, one more choice cannot be justification under that bar. So never ever use the scrolls for pull down and never ever place the instructions in the pull down. Next, organization. So how to organize the choices in the drop down menu? So follow the standard platform ordering for the schemes which exist. So whichever is standard ordering is there, so that platform you can use and you can organize the things within that. So similarly, place the most frequently used items or most frequently used choices at the top in the drop down menu. Always separate the descriptive choices from the other choices. Align the choices into columns. So most frequently used choices can be placed at the top. So left align the choice description. Always the description should be at the left side in the drop down list, and whatever this keyboard equivalents will be there, those should be displayed at the right of them. Then layout, how to lay out the choices. So leave the menu bar choice leading to the pull down highlighted in the selected manner, right? So physically pull down menu must be wide enough. How wide it should be? See, depending on the number of choice we are going to describe the height, but what about the width? So width should be long, whatever is the longest description given in that particular drop down menu, that should be the width of the drop down menu. So align the first character of pull down description under the second character of the applicable menu bar choice. So how to align the character? Suppose whatever is the choice given to you, that suppose a file is there. So under that file you are going to display the drop down menu. So F is the first letter in the menu bar. So suppose under F file, if you want to write save, save is the option available under file. Suppose if you want to start yes, so file FI, so F is the first letter, I is the second letter, so below I your yes should start, save if you want to give under that, right? So that is how you have to start the layout. So horizontally separate the pull down choice description from the pull down borders. So from the border also you have to separate at least 2 spaces on the left and at least 2 spaces on the right side, it should be there. I'm checking for the diagram. If relevant diagram is there, I can show you that. Just a minute, we'll see for the diagram. Whatever I am telling, see here. See here, what I said is how to align the or how to lay out the choices in the drop down menu. See, justification is my choice in the main menu bar. So where the first option descriptions are none left, these are my options in the drop down menu. Where the n should start, n should, where you have to lay out your choices in the main menu bar, J, U, S, right? U is the second letter. Under the second letter of your main menu bar selection, second letter, under the second letter, first letter of your drop down menu should start. That means N should appear below U, I mean to say. And the second point what we discussed is how to separate your choice description from the borders. So at least 2 spaces after the left border, then you can lay out, and at least 2 spaces on the right border you have to have. And after that, if there is a coinciding of the borders, see, you can see on the right side and right and bottom. So right side border and bottom borders are coinciding, so that has to be highlighted by giving their reflection or by giving their shadow. The shadow has to be displayed for the bottom margin as well as to the right margin. So shadow of the right margin and bottom margin has to be displayed. So these are the points while layouting the choices in the drop down menu. Then grouping, provide the grouping of related pull down choices. If any or related choices are there, you can group them logically. You can group under one group. If they are totally distinct, then you have to separate it using a line. So you might have seen that cut, copy, paste, all of them are grouped in one group. So whenever you click on edit, you can see that. So after that, one line appears and the other choice which is totally distinct from that group will be visible. So again, write justify the lines under the last character of the longest choice description. write justify the lines under the last character of the longest choice description. Suppose whatever is the name of your choice, whichever choice name is very long, right? So that you have to take, and from there you have to write justify. After that you have to leave three columns or three spaces. Thereafter you are allowed to give the other information related to that description. So whichever is the longest choice description, write justify the lines under the last character of the longest choice description. That means if you start underlining, so always all the choices in the drop down menu will start from same column, but they will not end in the same column. So start underlining from the, or give the line from the first column where all the choice description will start, and where it should end after the last character of the longest description. I'll tell you with the above example. See here, suppose all of them N, L, C, R, all of them are in the same column. They are starting in the same column. If you want to give the line below them, then you have to start from the same column where you have to end. See, whichever has the longest choice description. Which has the longest choice description? 6 characters are there in center. So that means longest choice description is center. So starting from the first column till R, even though those characters are only 4 characters are there in left, but you have to extend your line till 6 columns. Starting from L, 6 columns, because longest choice description is center in this example. So that is what I meant. Layout we are discussing, grouping is done, and mark toggling. So that means if any commands are there which are going to toggle between two opposite commands, then toggling can be given. To mark the toggling, one tick mark you can give. Suppose a bold, italic. Once you click, it will be bold. Once again, if you click on that, then it will be unbold. So it is going to toggle between two opposite things. So if that is the case, toggling has to be provided. If toggling is there, give the small tick mark or any checkbox within that. You can give the tick mark so that you can indicate to the user that this is a toggle. So as already we know, if one pull down is going to lead to another pull down, then we have to place a small rectangle or small triangle or a solid arrow has to be placed in front of that choice, so that it can tell the user that it is going to take you to the another pull down menu. So another menu has to be displayed on the right side. Pull down leading to another window, then you have to give the ellipses. That means 3 dots have to be given in front of the menu bar choice, which indicates that it will take you to the another window. So keyboard equivalent and accelerators. Keyboard mnemonics, that means underlining a particular character, has to be done in the drop down menu. Apart from that, keyboard accelerators, that means shortcut keys have to be specified in front of the drop down menu choices. In front of the drop down menu choices, you are supposed to give the keyboard accelerators also. Okay, we'll continue the rest of the part in the next class. Thank you everyone.